Yo guys, what's going on? It is Catman227 here, and I'm back with some more gameplay breakdown on Junkensteins Revenge. Now I know I should have been done with this series in October, but it's been taking me a while. I get that. There's no excuse for it. I've just been busy with the holidays and Thanksgiving and all kinds of other shit. But we're back on track. So today we're going over Baptiste. Now, Baptiste is probably the one of the best supports in the game, really, just in the entire game. Not even just in Junkenstein's Revenge, but he's especially useful in the later rounds. Now, he did receive a nerf a while back, so most of you probably already know about this. It's the nerf that he got to his healing grenade, where you pretty much have to hit them directly, like, or very, very, very close to their feet in order to actually heal them now. Kind of like you have to do with Ana. With Ana, you have to shoot them directly. You pretty much have to do that now with Baptiste's healing grenade. But we all know the Baptiste combo, okay? Grenades to heal your teammates. Only use your regenerative burst when you're low on health. Don't use it to keep a teammate alive. That's horrible habit that most people have, including myself. Do not use your regenerate ability, which is your first ability. Don't use that to heal a teammate. If you do notice that you're about to use it to heal yourself, and there's teammates that also need healing around you, then try to group up with them and then hit it. Then all of you get healing. But if you have to wait to use it until you need it, not when your teammates need it. That's why you have the healing grenade. He's especially useful. Like, I think his damage is definitely good because he's really good for headshots. So definitely whenever you're not healing with Baptiste, you need to be focusing on crowd control. But because he doesn't really do all that much damage. He does medium damage. He does enough to say crowd control. Now, if there is a boss, you can just kind of pick and choose. So, like, if there's not that many Zomnics on the field, you can go for the bosses. But I would definitely try to use his primary fire to gun down some of the little Zomnics. It depends on who you have, though. So if you have, like right here, we have an Ashe and we have a Soldier. Both really good for crowd control and really good for bosses. But then you see we have a Torb, which is also crowd control. So what I would do in this scenario is use Baptiste to fire down the bosses over the like, obviously shoot the Zomnics when there's no bosses out on the field, but when the boss does show up, prioritize shooting at that other than the Zomnics when you have a team comp like this. Now, if we would have had like a Widowmaker or something like that, like someone who's really good against bosses, then you focus on crowd control. You know, basic stuff. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about his immortality field, because that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, when you're being overloaded with a lot of shit, just toss it down and throw out all your healing abilities. What I would do is try to get your team to, like, group up, and if you start to get, like, really overwhelmed with shit, and the only healer you have is a Baptiste, you can get them to group up, and then you hit your if you need to, you can throw down your immortality field and then hit regenerative burst and then just start spamming grenades at everyone's feet. If you can get them to group up with you and get them like super close to you, you could probably spam it at your feet and they'll get healing that way. Now, his ultimate is the one thing I really want to talk about, because that's what's going to take up a majority of this video. His ultimate is super powerful in this mode. Like, I do mean, it's so powerful, he's pretty much a necessity. Like, you're going to need a Baptiste in endless mode all the time. I know pretty much all of this has not been endless mode. I think maybe one or two of them has been on endless mode, but it was just easier to record footage this way. But See, great example of the immortality field right there. He could have died. He was still pretty high on health, and he was a soldier. He could have healed himself, but I really did not want him to die there. Oh, also, side note, really good at taking out rip tires. Just saying, Baptiste, really good for rip tires. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But so the ultimate. The ultimate's really what I wanted to focus on. So the ultimate, it gets its own half of the video pretty much, because this thing is absolutely phenomenally just powerful. Like especially with the team comp that we currently have with the soldier, because soldier can just pop tack visor and shoot through it and just cut down all the Zomnics, especially if you put it up on the high ground. So kind of like where I'm at right now, this is kind of the general spot you want to stay in with Baptiste. His ultimate, it depends on who you have. So obviously, if you have, it's more beneficial for instance, to take the soldier and say, soldier, I want you to use your ultimate and shoot through my ultimate. If you're Baptiste, so if you're the Baptiste, you could tell the soldier, hey, come up here where I'm standing, and then, or if he refuses and he's up on that rafter, you could probably just go up on the rafter and pop it there, so that way he can kind of look off to the side and use tack visor and just kill everything. Also, your golden ticket with this whole combo is, at least with my ideal thing, is if you could possibly get Cassidy up there, holy shit. It is absolutely just powerful as hell. You get him on the high ground, where I'm standing, and where you can see the whole battlefield. You put you put amplification matrix up, and you get him to pop high noon, and he looks at all the field. You can one-shot pretty much everything if he waits long enough. And then obviously Torb. I don't know if it damage boosts the turret. Potentially you could possibly, like, when you're using this combo, you could possibly put the turret behind amplification matrix, and then you pop high noon and tack visor all at the same time through your amp. That would be pretty overpowered as well. And obviously Baptiste himself can shoot through it. That would be pretty beneficial to do as well, because his damage is pretty good. And another thing with amplification matrix is the healing. You can actually do quite a bit of healing through it. So, although I do not believe that regenerative burst gets amplified if it passes through it. I don't think that's how that works, but I do know that your projectile, so like your healing grenades, I do know those are amplified healing. So you do more healing whenever you shoot through your amp with the healing grenades. So definitely do that. That will benefit you a lot. So definitely try to pop it in an area that's kind of like on the high ground. You never want to pop amp on the low ground, because you want to combo it with other people. Like, yes, Baptiste does do quite a bit of damage with his ultimate, just himself shooting through it, and yes, it's good to use it up on the high ground and then shoot healing and shoot bullets down to do damage and healing, but generally you want to have the Hanzo or the Cassidy or maybe the soldier or Torb, even Widowmaker. Widowmaker's amazing to damage boost with Baptiste. But generally the target in question, the person who you're going to be using this combo with, you kind of want them to be on the high ground where I'm standing here, so they can see over the entire battlefield, and then they can just kill everything. So really, it's Cassidy and Cassidy and Soldier is mostly what you want to use with Amplification Matrix. Anyway, if this guide has helped you, like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Later.